Welcome, Pisces, to your February 2021 creative horoscope. I'm Jane Holland, novelist and poet, and this horoscope focuses specifically on your creative stars for the months ahead. So please click like and subscribe to my channel below if you'd like to hear more about what the stars have in store for you creatively and artistically each month. Remember, these horoscopes apply equally to your sun sign, that's the sign you were born under, and your rising sign or ascendant, that's the sign that was on the horizon at the exact moment of your birth. So, Pisces, this looks like being one of the most creative months of the year for you, although you may struggle a little to access all parts of your deep and very mysterious psyche to get at the good stuff. Right now, there are no fewer than 5 planets in your preceding sign of Aquarius. The Sun, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, and even the new moon, all falling in your dreamy 12th house of hidden things, of secrets and visions, a house naturally ruled by watery Pisces. Now, other signs might struggle with a house party full of ghosts and spirits, but you are fairly at home with the idea of things that go bump in the night, or that can only be accessed with psychic powers or through dreams, and you know that with a little patience all will be revealed. Now, Mercury, planet of communications, is retrograde at the moment, muddying your Pisces waters even more. Now, its backwards motion tends to result in lost emails, unsent texts, people who turn up at the wrong time or don't show up at all, cancelled appointments, confusion, general disruption, especially to your online presence perhaps. But there's no escaping the fact that you, Pisces, could be using this downtime to be more creative. This is because your ancient ruler, Jupiter, is in that creative 12th house all month, bringing generosity and cheerfulness to your dreams and visions of the future. Things are going to get better. That's the general message of Jupiter. Just be optimistic and everything will fall into place, especially as Jupiter starts to pull away from the malignant and oppressive influence of Saturn, which may have been draining joy from your inner life recently. With Mercury retrograde and Jupiter plus all those other planets in your 12th house, you may start to feel a little confined and frustrated right now. But what you need to do is delve deep into your treasure house of creativity, revisit some ideas that you may have shelved in the past and focus on these once the restrictions are lifted. So you're kind of bringing up things, bringing them up to the surface that are buried deep inside you. This is a perfect time for that. Now, the new moon at 23 degrees of Aquarius hits on February the 11th, and this is an excellent time for you to take advantage of all that creative Aquarian energy, sifting through your plans for the year ahead and deciding which artistic projects you're going to develop and concentrate on in the year ahead. Communications with others may be disruptive at the moment, not just through that Mercury retrograde, but with unpredictable Uranus and aggressive Mars in your 3rd house of everyday communications, neighbours, short distance travel. All of that is getting disrupted at the moment. So this is actually an excellent time to stay home and make changes to your communications infrastructure. Update your social media platforms, for instance, or invest in a new phone line, a better phone, a better computer, better website. Update everything. With misty Neptune in your 1st house, things can get unnecessarily confusing right now, putting you out of touch with the world. It's like being seen through a steamed up window. Never good. Now, your messaging may have become confused or sporadic because of that. And for creative people, for artists, getting yourself out there and being seen in the world is of paramount importance, especially when you can't get out there physically and have to rely on the internet instead. Transformative Pluto is in your 11th house of friends, groups and professional associations right now, prompting you to make deep changes in those areas too. So maybe ask a trusted friend or a professional peer to give you a frank overview of how you're communicating to others, how your messaging is working. A good time to make that change might be around February 14th, Valentine's Day, when the action planet Mars makes an opportunistic aspect to dreamy Neptune, or even on the 24th of February, when Mars again makes a harmonious aspect to Pluto in your 11th house of friends. Listen to what others are telling you, what they're saying about how you're coming across, and consider an overhaul to your messaging and your internet presence if necessary. There may also be a confrontation of some kind around the 17th of the month. This may result from these changes, it's hard to tell, when stern Saturn is going to clash with Uranus in your communications sector. Now, this clash could develop into an ongoing issue throughout 2021, so keep an eye on whatever plays out around then and avoid breaking any rules or regulations or cutting any corners, because that could be to your disadvantage. It's a bad time to go even on a short journey if you're still under lockdown rules, for instance. Now, the full moon at 8 degrees of Virgo falls towards the end of the month, and this is an earthy and very pleasing, harmonious full moon for you, and also a deeply creative one. These two lunations, in fact, the new moon in Aquarius on the 11th and the full moon in Virgo on the 27th, provide two deeply creative moments for you, Pisces. Two occasions when you are able to put aside other considerations and sit down to focus on a very special project. But the full moon on the 27th is likely to be a time when you either conclude your current project and send it out into the world, or you come to the end of one stage of it at least. Falling in your 7th house, this full moon also feels rather romantic and homely too. It's a good time to tell someone you love them, or make a long-term commitment, or remind an established partner of how strongly you feel for them with a special gift. There's a time to be creative in your work and a time to be creative in love too. Now, this full moon in Virgo could actually do both for you, Pisces, if you're lucky enough to share your life with someone very special. So have a wonderful and very creative month, Pisces. Remember, if you'd like to hear more about your creative stars for the month ahead, please like this video and subscribe to my channel below. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you next time.